Krunchy. Stays crunchy. Milk.
What up, my folk? Box came across this. So actually, it lands literally in my mailbox every morning, and that is an email I get from The Athletic, and I get various ones from them. In fact, later we'll talk about another one. But I thought this was a fun one. I think you might appreciate it. If you don't, my apologies.
You're really not that sorry about it.
I mean, I never want to make you whatever, but I think, like I said, I think you would get down on this one. And The Athletic is ranking the top 24 hip hop NBA songs. Drops from ball references to cultural lore. This is Shakia Taylor and Jason Jones and Tony Jones on the byline. And there'll be a link for this in the show notes, so you guys can read with as you will later on. But I'll read you some of it. Then I just want to go down the list. And if there's one we got to stop at or one I think is interesting, we'll stop at it. But let's start with just the beginning of the article. On Monday, we at The Atlantic dropped our debut column for the Hip Hop and NBA project. Didn't know that was a thing. Today, in honor of the 24-second shot clock, we present our list of 24 greatest NBA drops, the lyrics that define tracks, and our rankings. We spanned almost 5 decades worth of music and lyrics. We explored artists all the way from New York to California. Our panel, Shakia Taylor, Jason Jones, and Tony Jones, takes stock into the impact, the creativity, and the historical importance of the lyrics, and that intertwine the genre with the NBA as a whole. This is an important segment of the project. Seeing the words on paper, seeing the diversity of the artists means something. The mentions are ample and versatile. From mentioning ample, yes,
Ample.
Yeah, versatile from mentioning individual players to mentioning teams. Our writers even take a few jabs at each other. The writers compiled their own rankings, use a scoring system in which 24 points were given into their top lyrics and 1 point to the lyrics at the bottom. The numbers in the parentheses are those points assigned to where the voter placed those lyrics on their personal list. If 2 songs have the same amount of overall points, we place the song with the single lowest vote below the other. Dig in, read, and opine on the lyrics in the comments or add your favorites, as there are countless NBA-based bars not on the list. Let's have some fun. From your head, and I know I should have maybe prepped you for that one. Can you think of any NBA bars that like, oh yeah, that's one of my favorites off go?
Yeah, I really wish you would have prepped me so I could properly think about this.
Just consider it, because I just you know what you know, so ain't gonna be no more than that.
I know, but like when you're on the spot and like I listen to so much music, I got to think like.
I'm gonna take a sip of this very hot Earl Grey, which in recent days has become my favorite tea. That's word to Nick Jew for putting it in.
Childish Gambino's 5 mics.
5 mics. Tyson, Jordan, Michael. What the fuck? Who are the other 2 mics? But I know what you're saying. Yes, I know that bar.
Yeah.
Now I want to fucking find that bar. Hold on. Childish Gambino. 5 mics bar. Man, the AI that tried to answer this question was so awful.
Man, and you wasted a whole case of water on that?
I didn't ask AI to do it. I never do. Google just be doing that shit. You know, Google immediately tries to send you to AI. Man, that is a question that one cannot present to Childish's 5 mics. These are terrible questions. Well, anyway, I know which one you're talking about, and I respect it. At the bottom of this list, 24, Curtis Blow, basketball. They playing basketball. You know it. You just, you know it.
Well,
And,
so like I thought it had to be like an actual like reference to an NBA person or team. I didn't realize we could just go like, because then I would have said Jim Jones ballin'.
Oh, well, there you go. But I don't know how this list works. I'm here too. So this is the first basketball reference in music that I remember hearing. So I'll always have a sentimental value. Okay, so Jason Jones seems to think that's just cool. So you're right that you can just go with anything. Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight. So after school, I take a dip in the pool, which is really on the wall. I got a color TV so I can see the Knicks play basketball. So that's one of the earliest, like literal,
My shit be Jackson, Jordan, Bolton, Keaton, Tyson.
Maybe 5 mics. There you go. Thank you. LL Cool J featuring Method Man, Redman, Cannabis DMX, and Master P 4321 remix. Because this song led to a beef between Cannabis and LL Cool J, I find it fascinating that they would put this on a list, but sure thing. I mean, I just like pushed myself off the damn screen. I didn't know I could even do that. Man, that's kind of cool. Let me pull that back up. I was trying to widen up the thing. Snapping on your amateur MCs. Don't you know I'm down? I'm like the dream team touring overseas. Fabulous for the love. I'm into having shit, turning dreams to average shit. Bring your trophy to the club, Dallas Maverick shit. I don't like these people's choices in lyrics boxing so far. So far, no good. Okay. This is, of course, though, they got me with number 20 box, but it's one of my favorite songs on my favorite album. So Tribe Called Quest, Steve Biko, Stir It Up. Hip hop scholarships being knee high to a duck. The height of Muggsy Bogues. Complexion of a hockey puck. It's a Fife Dog line. God rest his soul. And that's like, absolutely love that bar because Fife was a short dude and so forth. Muggsy Bogues, of course, one of the shortest players, not the shortest, but one of the shortest guys who ever played the game, and I think that's pretty dope. Yeah, fuck with that one. Ludacris, Undisputed. Back to put rappers on one knee like they about to run a 100-meter dash. Bow down to greatness before I get pissed and run up in the stands like the Indiana Pacers. Rappers on their knee. About the 100 bow down to greatness Pacers. That's a tough rhyme. So I get it.
They're referencing the Malice at the Palace.
Yeah. Sure thing. But then I don't agree with that. I don't like that bar so much either. But maybe the way Luda said it rhymes better. So sometimes people tweak their the way they present something. The game, too much. So we rock like Trace McGrady, send it to Houston in a gray Mercedes. No. Oh my God. I'm so mad at this list already. But every time we do a list like this, I end up getting angry because it's just like, this is what you've done? Are you not entertained? Big L, MVP. Loved Big L, God rest his soul. MVP was a dope song. Let's see what they picked out of. Oh, yeah. This actually is a dope bar. And every time I get jammed, I always find a loophole. I got a crime record longer than Manute Bol. And if you remember Manute Bol, one of the tallest guys who ever played in the NBA with a ridiculous wingspan. So I really do fuck that.
Is number 1 going to be Mo Bamba?
Oh my God, I love Mo Bamba. That song is so good. The live version of that song is so good. I don't like the studio version of it. You got to hear a crowd with him, or it ain't good. That Shake West and Mo Bamba was great. Travis Scott, Sickle Mode, featuring Drake.
I like that song.
See the shots that I took, wet like I'm Book. It's like
Devin Booker.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Sure, it's solid. Public Enemy, Rebel Without a Pause. Simple and plain, give me the lane. I'll throw it down your throat like Barkley. Yeah, I like that because that's a product of its time. So I'm okay with that. 14, 21 Savage featuring J. Cole. A Lot. That's the name of the song. A Lot.
Oh, wasn't there one song about blocking bitches like Mutombo?
We'll see if we come up on it. I pray for Markel because they fucked up his shot.
This is what I'm saying. If you'd given me some time, I could have came up with a couple.
Markel Fultz was drafted during the Philadelphia 76ers process, which didn't even yield a berth in the Eastern Conference Finals. Fultz was the first pick in the 2017 draft, but injuries and his eventual unorthodox shooting technique as a result had me feeling bad for him. I like that bar. And that bar CC has a little depth to it. So I'll let that one go. Jay-Z feature Alicia Keys, Empire State of Mind. You gonna pick Jake? Okay. Me, I got a plug special ed. I got it made. If Jeezy's paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade, which is a dope bar. So fuck with that one. Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. I'm glad D Rose came home. Y'all didn't deserve him either. From Elantra down to Central Nigga that better not speak on Serena. What it comes down to, Box, is I think they're not giving me enough of the bar. they give me just this little bit that has something to do with anything. It's like, give me the bars matter. Give them a little more texture. They put that at number 12. I love Not Like Us, and I love that bar. That seems giving. Tribe Called Quest. 2 Tribe Called Quest on this bad boy. Again, still this song from my favorite album, Midnight Marauders. That lets you know how dope that is. 8 Million Stories is the name of the song. With all these trials and tribulations, I've been affected. And to top it off, Starks got ejected. It's like such a good, I would tell you to listen to 8 Million Stories. Five Dog is his own song throughout that whole album. And basically he's talking about he's having a bad day. His car got broken into. His jacket got stolen. He went to go down on his girlfriend. She had her period. It's a lot of things that, like the whole story goes through. And then and to top it off, Starks got ejected. It's like so dope, man. I love that song.
The song I was thinking of is Post Malone. Wow. Everywhere I go, catch me on the block like a Mutombo. 750 Lambo in the Utah snow.
Man, if only he would have just kept rapping, but we ain't gonna get into that. Camera, what means the world to you? Top ball in every state. In Chi, I'm Mike. Boston, I'm Kenny. In Miami, I'm Timmy. In Phoenix, I'm Penny. Damn, that's dope. Word to Kenny the Jet. No, that's not Kenny the Jet. Kenny Anderson. Why do I not remember Kenny Anderson?
He was a left-handed point guard from the 90s.
Okay.
They primarily played on the Nets.
Yeah, that's what they say. Nas, It Ain't Hard to Tell. Again, one of my favorite albums of all time. School of Food Well, you feel it like Braille. It ain't hard to tell. I kick a skill like Shaquille holds a pill. Vocabulary spills, I'm ill. Plus Matic. It keeps going from there. But yeah, I always did like that. Kick a skill like Shaquille holds a pill. Because if you ever seen Shaquille O'Neal hold a basketball, it might as well be a pill in his hand. It's crazy how big Shaq's hands are. So I actually think that's a pretty good bar. Oh, Wu-Tang Triumph. I know Triumph pretty well. Max mostly undivided, then slide in, sickening. Oh, guaranteed I made him jump like Rod Strickland. That's literally the last bar of that song. And it goes to the next song, which is Impossible. I like that one. Biggie, Jay-Z, Angela, I love the dough. We hit makers with acres, roll shakers in Vegas. You can't break us. Lost chips on the Lakers, gassed up off Shaq, and there's more to that bar than that. But I think that's too high up the list. Oh, forgive me. Lil Wayne has a song called Kobe Bryant. Kobe doing work 2-4 on my shirt. He's the greatest on the court, and I'm the greatest on the verse. Going for the 4th ring like it was his first. Gotta get the gleam. Do it for Kareem. Love that. Kendrick Lamar, Black Boy Fly. I love that song. So I used to be jealous of Aaron to follow. He was the one to follow. He was the only leader for seeing brighter tomorrows. He would live in the gym. He was living in sorrow. Aaron to follow is from Compton. And the song Black Boy Fly is literally Kendrick talking about all these people that came from Compton and why he thought, as a dude from Compton, there was no way he was going to make it out of Compton because these dudes made it out of Compton. And only so many people can make it out of here. And I love that song. And I love that particular verse because it's about Aaron to follow, who, played, I think he played, where did he play his college ball?
I don't know. I think he played for Denver, and I want to say the Knicks. But like when it comes to knowing people's colleges, that's not my forte. I don't really fuck with college basketball like that.
He was drafted by the Pistons, played for the Pistons, the Nuggets, the Magic, the Nuggets, the Trailblazers, the Knicks, the Kings, and the Magic. So he had 2 stints at a couple of different teams. Played at UCLA, so he stayed. I thought that, but I was like, I think he played in LA too. Yeah. Nelly, Hot in Her. Can you think of the Nelly NBA or basketball bar from that song? I know you know Hot in Her.
Hot in Her. Try to think, but it's not immediately coming to me.
I'm gonna give it to you. You're gonna be like, exactly. I got a friend with a pole in the basement. What?
Oh, I'm just kidding, like Jason. Unless you're gonna do it.
When it came out, the kid reference was just clever enough that people repeated it. Love that. I love that.
I'm saying it all these years and didn't even get it until right this moment.
I'm just kidding like Jason. Jason Kidd. There you go. Fushnikits features Shaquille O'Neal. What's up, Doc? Can y'all rock? It was Shaq's first song. And if you don't know, I know Box knows, but if you don't know, Shaquille O'Neal, a very talented, very gifted MC, could really rap. And I think that was just so dope that I'm like, it was like so weird. Like everybody loved Shaq, especially when Shaq first came out. I know I love me some Shaq. Shaq breaking backboards was something like, it just seemed like the future was here when Shaq arrived in the NBA. And so I think that's super dope. And I like that he got on mic with these dudes and was rapping. Now, who's the first pick? Me, word is boring. Not a Christian Laettner, not Alonzo Mourning. It's very fun. It's like there's multiple layers to that. And I think at number 3, that is a proper placement for that song. Jay-Z got another one up here. Encore. I actually do love this bar. As fate would have it, Jay's status appears to be at an all-time high. Perfect time to say goodbye. When I come back like Jordan wearing the 4-5, it ain't a game to play with you. It keeps going from there. But I actually love that particular bar, and I actually love that song. So I love that. And of course, funny. This is what they chose for that for the lyrics for this. Ice Cube, Good Day is their number 1. Get me on the court and I'm trouble. Last week messed around and got a triple double. Freaking brothers anyway, like MJ. I can't believe today was a good day. I mean, the Lakers beat the Super Sports. You know what I'm saying? It's like so many references to basketball in that song that I think that's super dope. Oh, they made a playlist for it in Spotify. I have to add that to my Spotify. In fact, look, I can just click this plus button and save it to my Spotify. Man, the internet sometimes is real dope. Like shit like that there. If you want that, I'll add that to the show notes. Man, this bad boy just tried to open Spotify, like as in Spotify, the application that's on my computer that my kid has downloaded. Like, no, I just want you to go to the website. But I'll keep that link open so I can remember to add that to the show notes, so you can get that playlist for Spotify and check it out. I just thought that was super dope that they even bothered doing that. I didn't realize there was a whole hip hop NBA project that is going on over at the Athletic, so I have to look into that. And you might should too. But I'm gonna wrap to you. Oddly enough, I'm gonna wrap to you. And then we're going to get the show proper started. So let me pull up my lyrics. Where'd my notes go? Over here. Pull them over here. This first week in a little bit, I ain't singing. I'm just going to rap. Refrain from being lame. Say it like you mean it. Get up off the seat like it's the first time you've seen it. Music is my biz. Let nothing come between us. Can't nothing do it better, ho. It's the return of forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. And it keeps going. It literally keeps going. They hollering about time. That's what they told me. You want this money? Don't be scared, ho. Show me. Old school. I'm pushing hella flats. I'm working wheels, cracking seals, breaking pros back. Never change. I can't be Hollywood. I'm way too country, plus I'm bumping in my neighborhood. Fifth wheel. Coming out hard, cause all I wanted was some rims on a candy car. Third coast. Now what you know about it? I keep it trill, never slipping. You should never doubt it. Pimp tight. Picture perfect frame. Never tricking on these dames. Refrain from being lame. And then it goes back to that refrain from being lame. Say like you mean it. And I love that song. R4 theme song off Big Crit's R4 Return of Forever. You should go listen to that too. If you can find the original version and not the streaming version, it's a way, way better version of the album in my opinion. Samples and shit that he couldn't get cleared. It's a dope song. You should go find it. I actually have that on vinyl before they did a streaming version of it. So the version I have on vinyl is actually the original with all the samples and shit. It's crazy. I got a couple of records like that where I got like some shit slid by, some shit got by. I have a copy of De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising that came out before they got their catalog back. And it's like, I just like having some shit like that in the wheelhouse. Hey, this stays crunchy and milk. Yeah, we for real. It's the City of Cleveland in podcast form, and we do it live every other Thursday. Come on. We do it when we do it at this point. You'll deal with it.
Currently, it's every other Thursday, but
every other Thursday on YouTube, Twitch, and your favorite podcast services. Assuming you dig what we're putting down, consider supporting us on Patreon, where membership gets you early access to new shows. And We Tried, our podcast where we try snacks, goodies, and who knows what else. People, there is a We Tried in the can. I just have to edit it and post it. Want to contribute to the show? Jump in the chat and share your thoughts with us and other listeners. So, this is episode 597, and big up to the pipe fitters of the Windy City. I'm your host, Inner Saber 713. Joined as always by the Right Reverend Lunchbox 2099.
who wants to sex Matumbo?
Who want to sex Matumbo? R.I.P. Teaching you about consent. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to sex Matumbo? Not you will. No. That's not how you work. He invited, and they came. And maybe they came. I don't know. It's a good time to be out here, man. I put one news story. I was trying to pull other news stories. And I was like, wait a minute. I've literally had these two stories up for like a week because we were going to record last week and we ended up not doing it. And so I had these stories prepped last week. And so then I forgot all about them, but I actually had left them literally the tabs open this entire time. So I have this news story. We'll throw quotes around. I have this story, but it's once again from The Athletic, but it's also, I think, pretty dope. Because, of course, it's local. And let me slide over here so I can read it to you. This is Zach Meisel on the byline. And again, this will be in your show notes if you want to read the whole thing. And I probably won't read the whole thing either, but let's get to it. A 30-year-old search for a long-lost baseball player comes to an unexpected end. I could finally excel. Seven Hills, Ohio. For 4 years, the snifter sat untouched on the shelf of Randy Kula's dining room cabinet. He wiped away the dust with a kitchen rag and then rummaged through his fridge for a beer. No luck. Kula hadn't prepared for this celebratory swig. He was convinced it would never happen. He finally emerged from the basement with the only brew in the house, a Conway's Irish Ale from the Cleveland-based Great Lakes Brewing Co. A fitting find for a toast to an elusive Irishman who for decades kept Kula puzzled and possessed. Kula snapped off the lid with a bottle opener fashioned from a seat of an old Cleveland stadium where the Indians played for more than 60 years. He poured into the copper liquid and a layer of foam covered the sentence on the side of the glass. 7 words that have vexed him all these years. Where in the world is Shorty Gallagher? Kula refused to christen the glass until he could answer that riddle. In a Navy Cleveland baseball polo, he sipped his beer and beamed as a 35-year-old journey culminated in this moment. In the 90s, Kula set out to collect a photo of every player to appear in a game for the Cleveland franchise. A charter member of the American League in 1901, he located photos of club cornerstones and of little-known part-timers, of Gen X sluggers with tobacco lodged in their cheeks, and of pre-World War I pitchers in wool jersey tops. He found photos of household names like Bob Feller and Albert Bell, as well as old-timey characters like Brago Roth and Briss Lord. Over the years, he whittled his targets from more than 2,000 to a few hundred, to 50 to 20 to a handful, and then, for the last 21 years, just one, Charles William Shorty Gallagher, who spent one afternoon in the majors on August 13th, 1901. Shorty was hidden in baseball's shadows ever since. Kula began his pursuit in his 20s, and for a long time, the chase, even the dead ends, the polite handwritten rejections, and tedious internet scrolling was intoxicating. Now he's 63, still stumped by a guy he knows everything about except for what he looks like. Kula cycled through every lead, exhausted every resource, flipped through every reach and Spalding guide, studied every newspaper, issue, and contacted everyone who might be related to someone who might be related to someone who might have known Shorty. His search sputtered in the last few years, and Kula's spirit faded in the process. Nightly research became monthly research. Secondary projects took priority, such as a collection of cards for every NBA and ABA player from 71, or his compilation of 1945 Cleveland Rams football photos. Those side quests came and went, but Shorty remained invisible. until 10:16 p.m. on January 12th, 2026. The lopsided Texans Steelers playoff game providing a faint soundtrack to a nondescript winter night of fiddling with his laptop from the living room sofa, Kula received a Facebook message. Hi, Randy. Finally, the search is over. Kula's collection rests in a pair of chestnut-colored binders. There are a few photos of players from the Cleveland Spiders, the late 1800s outfit that ownership tore to the studs, resulting in a 20-134 record in its final season in existence. Then his undertaking begins with Bach Baker, who pitched the fourth game of the franchise on April 28th, 1901, and allowed 13 runs on 23 hits in 8 innings. Jesus. Each space in each binder is filled with a photo or card or homemade print in alphabetical order by year of the player's Cleveland debut. Throughout the collection process, Kula learned hundreds of backstories. It's a lot to it, but let's just get to the point of let's see what Shorty looked like. Let's see. McKinney's Facebook message jolted Kula out of his late night malaise. There, after all this time, was a blurry black and white image of a guy with an icy glare, a guy who looked indignant about being discovered. Kula rushed upstairs to rattle awake his wife. The first time he caused such an eruption since his Indians tied the Cubs in Game 7 of the 2016 World Series on an improbable Rajai Davis home run. It's like a religious experience when you find something like that, McKinney said. When you find someone you've been looking for so long, it's like an epiphany. It feels as good as any feeling in the world I've ever had. For years, the journey kept Kula stirring. He even pondered at points whether he actually wanted it to end, to shut the door on an adventure that provided him such a rush. The longer it dragged out, though, he said, I realized I did want it to end. And when it started to seem unattainable, the process itself became tiresome. And then McKinnon delivered the goods. I could finally exhale, Kula said. Kula had interacted with 2 other people who were hunting for Shorty over the course of the search. Clarence Lefty Blasco died in 2012. Chris Rainey died in 2021. To Randy, the gulps of Conway's Irish Ale were a toast to them, to McKinney, for the assist. Kula created a Shorty card with a 3D printer, added a blue border with Cleveland Blues atop the photo. He opened his binder to the second page. That spot's been empty for a long time, he said. Kula joked that now he needs to start collecting something else, something to fill the void. He's not sure what. Let's see if I can find you this picture of Shorty. Do they have a nice little close-up of it? Or just that one picture? They got this one picture, but I bet you if I open the image in a new tab and hit that bad boy with the zoom. Let me slide this over here, y'all. And give me a second, y'all. Gotta share my screen. Entire screen, screen 2, share. And that guy right there is Shorty Gallagher of the Cleveland Blues baseball team. And I think that's pretty dope that he managed to find find a picture of him and then whip him up basically a baseball card for him. And yeah, that's from Seven Hills, Ohio, which is a suburb of Cleveland, and where the best Korean fried chicken spot in Cleveland exists. I think the only Korean fried chicken spot, now that I consider it in this region. You should go get you some banchan. Not an advertiser. I'm just telling you, they make good chicken. Box found out his house was flooding once while we were there. No, his basement was flooding. Real bad shit. The basement he's in right now.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't really like flooding. It kind of was. It was my kitty's fault.
Yeah. Cat with a... Hold on. I mean, we blame the cat. I don't think that was the cat's fault. Because
I mean...
Had the task been done to cover the damn... the spigot.
Plenty of blame to go around.
We'll go with that. I'm never gonna blame a poor animal who is just like, I think I'm thirsty. What I'm supposed to do, bruv? So,
He liked running water. Like he was fascinated by it.
who amongst us are not? Oh, this word to bubbly. Again, that was your little news story of the week. I thought it was a good time to be had there. And I like the story that this dude had been on the hunt for this for a very long time. And here he has managed to find it. And that's super dope to me. Story will be in your show notes. You want to read the whole thing. Again, that's from the Athletic. But that is your news for the week. Box, you got anything for the people this go around?
So I went to play Magic the Gathering last night.
Hold on, man. We got a whole rigmarole we do here. Don't simply leap to it. The answer was yes. And now you're going to share it with us. But before you share it with us, you have an entire...
I hope it's like the Wonder Years where like you got me like playing in the front yard by a white picket fence, and then like me looking lovingly into like my crush's eyes as I kiss for the first time, and then all of a sudden I'm getting on a boat to war. And then,
I thought it would involve books in some way, story time, but damn.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess reading Rainbow works too. So yeah, one of the comic shops I used to play at back in high school, Magic the Gathering. I mean, I stopped in there a few months ago for the first time in like over 10 years. Like since the shop was at a different location, like down the street. And I went in there and I was like talking to the store owner because obviously he's known me half my life. Not that he was in my life for half my life, but he has known me for half of my life, over half my life actually at this point. And he hadn't seen me in over 10 years because I hadn't been playing. So, we were shooting the shit a little bit and, tell him how I was in there, like looking for certain cards for this format and everything. But it's a format that's not like official. And so I was like, oh man, you should run tournaments for this and everything. He's like, well, give me some people and I will. And I was like, well, you're the shop owner. And so that
he'll be making me do your job.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know that many people. I'm like, I haven't played in over 10 years. You're the one who knows everybody. I'm like, start asking around. So, that was back in like October, November. I think November was the last time I went there. May have been even been October. Like, I went there twice in the span of like a couple weeks. I want to say it was like beginning of November was the last time I had been in there. And nothing had changed at that point. Like, he still didn't have like tournaments or whatever. And then a couple days ago, someone told me that like, oh yeah, I heard that they started doing tournaments up there for that. And so I went to like the Facebook page and I realized he's really poor at updating his Facebook page with information, because there was a couple posts back in January saying basically that like they were going to run tournaments for that, but it was like only the first Wednesday of each month.
Okay.
But when I saw it, it was like Sunday going into March. And so I was like, oh, well, this Wednesday will be the first Wednesday of the month. If he's still doing these tournaments, it would be this Wednesday.
Yeah.
And so I had to go to my dad's house for a little bit, my normal Wednesday routine, but I had to make it brief. And so like I stopped there, hustled out to the comic book shop because it's, good drive away in rush hour traffic time. And like you have to go past like a major mall. So I got there about 5 minutes before 7 and I walked in and the place was jam fucking packed. There was like people everywhere up in that bitch. And it makes it difficult because like the shop is kind of like what you would imagine if you walked into a hoarder house, but then someone called it a comic book store.
Does it should be over there by Tracy in what kind of looked like a Dairy Mart?
It's literally in the same parking lot that you bought donuts at the other day. Oh,
shit.
It's behind that building on the strip right there, next to like a cake shop or something. So you know exactly where I had to go to. Because when I got done with that tournament last night, I went into that donut shop and bought donuts. Nice. Which I do want to ask you about that later in the show, or when I'm done with this story. But so I went there and sure as shit, like, they were doing it. And so I signed up and they only do 3 rounds regardless of how many people show up. So they do 3 rounds, and whoever has a positive record gets store credit.
Okay.
I don't know how much store credit. Wasn't really my concern. It was just nice to be able to get to play with actual human beings rather than just sitting at my desk here and like just goldfishing hands by myself with no interaction.
Yeah.
So I went there, and the first round, like I looked up at like the people who had signed up on the screen, and there was only one name that I recognized from when I used to play. And sure enough, we got paired up against each other round 1. And so,
what up, OG?
Yeah, so we were talking a little bit, and I was just asking him, when he got into this and everything. He's like, "Oh, this is actually my first tournament playing again. I didn't play for a long time." Yeah, so it's a similar story. And so I ended up winning that round 2-0. Then the next round, I went up against like a guy play. So I knew exactly what he was playing. Like as soon as the first couple cards he played,
yeah,
and it was a tough matchup. I ended up losing in 3 games, and then I went up against the guy who like I wasn't exactly sure what he was playing after game 1 because his draw was really bad. But like I won game 1, and then game 2 he combo killed me on turn 2, like out of nowhere. Like I was ill prepared. And then in game 3, I had a really rough draw where like my resource cards dealt damage to me, and he had an aggressive draw with a bunch of creatures. So like I was trying my best to stay in the game, but I ultimately ended up, I couldn't handle the pressure while also taking damage from my own resources. So I lost that round in 3 games. Yeah. So I went 1-2, which is fine. Like, the rounds I lost, at least I got them to game 3s. And like, I never actually played the deck I was playing. I played variations of it before, but this was the first time I ever played this iteration. And so it was the first time I ever played it against live people. Okay. And so like, it was nice. Like I kind of liked it. Might be some changes I might make in the future, but like, I'm so into this. Like I've put myself in a poor financial position at the moment because I've been doing so many orders for cards. Like I literally had all of this arrive in the mail today, and I have about 7 more orders that are pending. I was literally
did you have to crack all those?
No, these are all singles I bought from a website.
Okay.
All from 2 websites.
Okay.
Yeah, like I specifically purchased these cards. So
you're sitting there just cracking magic cards seems like Jesus.
No, that's a fool's errand. But so like in between round 2 and 3, I got up to like go play my last round opponent, and as I was walking over, somebody who like the way they have it set up, like the store is really long.
Yeah.
So like the commerce is more in the front, and then in the back is where there's tables set up, and then there's like a TV on the wall. Yeah. They put like the standings and the pairings and stuff up there. And so like there was this guy who was standing under the TV, and he was going through like a box of cards. And I'm getting up to like, I'm grabbing my stuff to go over to my last round opponent. And the guy like says to me, he goes, "Oh, why didn't you have he's like, "Why isn't your nickname up on the TV?" And I'm like, he goes like, "Marcus, the shop owner usually puts like the nicknames up on the TV." He's like, "Do you not go by that anymore?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'll go by either." I'm like, "I don't care." I'm like, I signed in on the app and it auto-filled my name from the app.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, that's he's like, that's understandable." He goes, "Man, but you look really good. It's nice to see you again." And I was just like, "Oh man, you're as handsome as ever." And then I kept moving, but I can tell you right now, I have no fucking clue who that was.
Oh, it was very obvious, my guy.
Yeah,
he knows. He
knew who I was.
Yeah,
but I could not remember him. So I was like, "Oh man, it's nice to see you, buddy. Looking as handsome as ever."
You gotta just old school be like, "I'm sorry. Who are you?" Not even just whatever. Not who are you, but there's a classy way to do that. Like, "I'm bad with names, Ron. I'm getting old, bro. I'm sorry." and just force his hand. You got to do it, or actually, you don't got to do a goddamn thing. You grown.
Yeah,
it's the best part of being a
I was sitting down to play my next opponent. I didn't have time for chit chat. I was busy.
Yeah, no idle chit chat on this motherfucking mission, for real.
Yeah, the only person I could chit chat with at that point is the person I had to play.
Yeah, like, I absolutely love the fact that somebody knows you. Like, and you're like,
like if I had some time to sit down and really look at the guy, and like if he like told me where we played at before or whatever, like I could probably dredge it up. for the like is a strong possibility that something might jar my memory.
Yeah.
But just like the little interaction we had and the little look, like the quick look I got at him, couldn't tell you where the fuck I know him from.
Love that.
It's probably that shop.
Oh yeah,
but let's just say he's not someone that I regularly remember interacting with, and he certainly never came over my house.
Like, oh shit, and you kick it with your people from high school still. I don't know, I'm not saying you kick with all your people, but you have a regular of like these are people I've known for since forever. So it's not like you don't have these people in your normal purview. So he must really stick out.
The thing about it though too is like when I played, I was nice to everybody.
Yeah,
like even if I was like mad about losing, I never threw like temper tantrums. I was always cordial to everybody. If anyone had any questions or wanted to like talk to me about something, I would answer it to the best of my ability, or I'd try and talk through it with them.
Yeah.
I wanted to win matches. Like if you were trying to ask me a question while we were playing, and if it was for like something important, I wasn't going to answer you until we were done. But like last night, like I was playing and like, the one opponent, like the first one, like who I said just came back to playing, he missed a trigger on one of the turns where he was supposed to draw a card. And he didn't realize it until he was like about to take his turn. And he's like, oh, can I draw that card? I was like, yeah, dude, I don't care. We're playing a $10 like funzy tournament on a Wednesday night for nothing. I'm like, that ain't that deep. Like, you draw your fucking card. I don't care. But if we were at a tournament where like we're trying to like qualify for something, nah, man, you missed it. Too late. So sorry. And I would expect it the other way around too. Like, we're here, like the skill gap goes up, like the mistakes like become real. Like there's no, when you get higher up in the importance of the tournament, the takesy backsies and the oops my bads, they end up costing you. That's why I was so mad back in the summer when that dude was like pulling that shit with me about those tokens.
Yeah. It's
like, you missed it. You got to accept your L. You can't like throw this like Gen Z temper tantrum over here.
For real. What is this I don't know, not a new style, but this style of game you're playing on that you're working
so
on?
So what it is a community created format. Mm-hmm. So like the official company didn't make this format. And I saw a rumor online yesterday that they might actually steal it and make it an official format, and they might announce it at their Vegas tournament in May. And like I've told you how like I started buying the cards for this stuff like back in the summertime last summer.
Yeah.
They're all going up in price. Stuff that I bought a couple months back for like $20 is now $80.
It's the RAM of collectible cards.
Yeah, because it's like, so what the format is in the earlier 2000s, I want to say it was like 2004-ish, Wizards of the Coast / Hasbro, the company that creates / owns Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
They had like, the cards used to have an old style look to them. Like, so like an older card had this kind of like border to it, this like style of print, like this is how they used to look. And then around like 2004 2005ish, they moved to a border that looks kind of like this. Mm-hmm. This is like a core set kind of card, but I don't have like a good representation. Well, actually, here we go. And it's actually a good comparison too, because they're the same color. So like this was an old school card, and then this is a new school card. So you see how like the text box is like different color. The border, like on the old one, has like this like dark black bubbling around it, and then in the new one, it's got like a crisp, like looks like it was made with a computer kind of border where it's like circular and form fitted and shit. And
it's actually much easier to read too. The new card.
Yeah. So this format is basically, it's from back in the day. Like it only uses cards from like, I want to say it's like 96 to like 2004 or something. Mm-hmm. So it's a certain time frame of the game. And they call it pre-modern, like the people who made it. Because when they switched it to this new border, they called it modern because they modernized the border. And then they created a format called modern where the only cards legal in it were from when this border started to current. So this format that was community made aims to like use the cards that were made before the modern style, like the modern sets were printed.
Yeah.
And
Which
so
is
like
your bag, baby. That's your
because that's what I played like originally. Like it's before I made the Pro Tour, but like when I was like back in high school and like learning to play. And there's a lot of cards that were like really fun back then, but because of things like power creep, kind of lost the like they didn't have a place in the game anymore because the game has like changed the way it's like played over the years. And then there's been like other things introduced, like other card types and stuff. So in this block, certain things like planeswalkers don't exist. And a lot of the older like power cards are usable again. And so like that card that you gave me for Christmas a couple years ago, the gold bordered one, I actually have it on my desk over here. Like when you bought it, it was like what, like $20-$30, something like that?
No, there's no way. I promise you, it was probably way less than that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's even better.
Yeah.
So, because I know the other one that you bought me was like $1, the one that I used to win the Pro Tour. Yeah. But like that gold card you bought me, it was part of back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. What they would do when like there were people that like when they would win or like top 8 like the World's tournaments, they would make like commemorative decks with their cards, but like they weren't tournament legal cards. And they would print like the cards on the front, but they would give them gold borders, and then on the back of the card they would change, because like the back has like this like brown text box with Magic the Gathering and the symbols and stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, I have it right here. Let me just grab it.
All right, I just looked on eBay.
This was the commemorative backing, and then this is an actual Magic card.
Yeah.
So these weren't tournament legal.
Yeah.
Pre-modern, because it's not an official format, they allow you to use these cards.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell me what you would.
The gold bordered one, $22.99, and the other one, $4.34.
So right now, this gold border one on one of the websites that I've been buying cards from, I believe in like a not like a used like very good condition, I believe is $83.
That's crazy.
And then a real like an actual one from the set, like the original printing.
Yeah.
Because that card was only printed in one set, and then it had one promo, like where they gave it away as a judge promo for people who used to judge big tournaments.
Yeah.
The promo one is and it had an alternate art and it was foil. The promo one is like $2,000.
Jesus.
And then the one from the set that's like the actual version of this without the gold border. Currently a near mint one is $500. Excellent conditions $450, and then very good's $400. All right, so a near mint one of this, they're currently selling for $90. And then the alternate art one, the foil alternate judge promo that they gave out, like that little time frame, if they had any in stock, a near mint one is $2,200. So, like, for those who don't know, T gave me this for Christmas that year because this is my favorite Magic card. And then he also gave me this because this was the card that I had in my draft deck when I won a qualifier to make it to the Pro Tour.
Because I love them. That's I find that fascinating that it does constantly, like I said, once again, as I was saying earlier, I listen to Kind of Funny, like Games Daily because it's a daily podcast, and two of their hosts now got into Magic really, really hard over this last couple of years, but one of them was particularly hyped about this Ninja Turtles situation, so he went and messed around this weekend at a tournament for that particular set that just came out. So I think that's I'm always Magic is always kind of tingle in the back of my head for some reason. Well, because you always, but also just because, like I said, the podcast I bang with and so forth. So
what's funny, a couple weeks ago when I was at a tournament in Akron, I talked about on the show. I was sitting with one guy, and I was talking about how you gave me that card years ago and how it's sitting on my desk in that holder. Yeah. And the guy he was playing was one of the people who was running like a big tournament that was happening in Columbus, like last week or the week before, that it like sold out, so I couldn't get into it. Like they literally like only had so many seats and they sold out on the first day.
Wow.
So I miss being able to go down there and play in it. But he's like, oh man, are you in the Discord for like they call themselves the Retromancers or whatever? Like that's like their Discord group. He's like, oh man, he's like, are you in there? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, if you want to sell it or trade that, he goes, I guarantee you someone would buy that off you. And I'm like, I'm good. Because I have that on my desk, and like I have no intentions of getting rid of it. And then I have two real ones that were both gifted to me on my birthday last year.
Yeah.
So like I have, and those I don't even play with. Like the ones that I play with that are in my decks are proxies, fake ones that I bought from China for $4 a piece.
Yeah. That's crazy. Man, I really like that. I like that that game. What it is people like you who are nostalgic for your youth a little bit have come back around to the game and are enjoying it. And like people who are just now getting into it, they like, here, play Ninja Turtles, play Final Fantasy. They give them options. But for you guys who like started in a different style of the game, they're like, you've made up a version of the game that you enjoy to play, and now they like, shit, let's make money off of them again. So,
yeah, that's really what it is. It's because like part of the reason it got so popular is because like the PC client for Magic Online, like there's two Magic Online programs. There's Magic Arena, which is like the newer version that runs kind of like Hearthstone and those kinds of styles of games, but it's still at its core Magic the Gathering, but it has that like Hearthstone look where you like there's like shit animations and you're dropping cards and things are moving around and there's noises and shit, and then there's the old client that was originally made back in like the early 2000s that like they keep going because people have years and money invested into it. So like I think they've agreed to like keep it going and update it like concurrently with the Arena program because they wanted like something that was more childish to draw people in for Arena, but like you have to like satisfy the people who have had all this time and money invested into the old client. So on the old client, they can do like they run tournaments and things like that on there. They created this like we'll call it like a rotating trial format called Contraption.
Yeah,
and where they're going to test out certain things and so when they opened up that Contraption trial playing ability thing in the beginning of like the new year, they started it out by allowing people to play pre-modern. And that got a lot of people's attention because a lot of people had never even heard of pre-modern. And then when they like found out about it and they like, I've seen so many people because I watched a lot of like this one dude that I played up in Michigan. He has like the YouTube channel and stuff. Yeah. I was watching him today and I'm in his lives all the time, especially because he like a lot of time he goes live while I'm working, so I can work and watch him. It makes it nice because then I don't have to spend time watching his YouTube VODs. I can just watch it while he's doing it and be entertained while I'm working. I can do something else. Yeah. But a lot of people that come into his chat are like, oh, I just heard about it and I love this because I used to play this back in 6th grade, or I did this tournament with this, and so it's really the nostalgia format for a lot of us middle-aged men, and it's drawing a lot of us back to the game. Yeah, because a lot of us hate the Ninja Turtle sets and the Final Fantasy sets. Like my buddy the other day was like, I was over like doing a board game night. He's like, "Oh, you gonna go buy any Ninja Turtles?" And I was like, "No."
Is it you just don't want to play that version of the game?
I don't. It doesn't.
Ninja Turtles.
I love Ninja Turtles. Yeah. I don't hate Final Fantasy. I never really played it, but like I don't have any hate for it. Yeah. I like Lord of the Rings. I like Spider-Man. I love Marvel. I don't like those things inside Magic the Gathering because it doesn't feel like I'm playing Magic the Gathering anymore. Yeah. Like Marvel has had its own card games. It's like I don't need like Magic, the universe has its own characters.
Yeah. And lore and shit.
It has its own lore, its own characters, its own story. It's been going on for 30 plus years now at this point. Yeah. I don't need the people that are involved in the world of Magic the Gathering interacting with fucking Peter Parker and Wolverine. Like they have fucking Jurassic Park cards. Like I've seen like Instagram videos of people making fun of it where they're like, oh, I play my Peppa Pig and I attach it to my Fast and the Furious car, which allows me to attack this turn. And then I use Spider-Man's web shooter to hit the Tyrannosaurus Rex in the eye, which gives me 3 mana. And it's like, that's the kind of bullshit that it's becoming.
Can you blend sets like that?
Yes. And that's why I hate it.
That really is Ready Player One in card form.
Yeah.
And I love that movie and I love the book. I love the book. I don't know if I love the movie. I appreciate the movie for what it was, but I love the book.
Like right now in Standard, there's Spider-Man cards, Turtle cards, and Final Fantasy cards intertwined with Magic the Gathering sets. So if you want to play Standard, you have to know all the fucking Ninja Turtle cards, all the Spider-Man cards, all the Final Fantasy cards. No. You can't just, like, back in the day, they made it so that like it was like only Commander or only in Legacy. Yeah. It didn't get intermingled into the other formats, so you could kind of ignore it if you didn't want to be involved with it. Now it's intermingled with everything, so you can't ignore it. It's present in every format you try to play. You know, that's why I like pre-modern, because they can't go back in time and put fucking Spider-Man cards in a set that was printed 27 years ago.
Yeah.
I just like, and it's like, I don't hate these. Like I said, I don't hate these IPs. I just don't want them in the game that I grew up playing, because it doesn't feel like I'm playing that game anymore. It feels like I'm playing some bastardized version of it. But I get it. It's business. They want to make money. There's people who would have never probably even played Magic the Gathering if it didn't have Spider-Man or, you know, whatever the fuck. And like, they don't care about people like me because I'm the few, whereas like the casual person that likes Spider-Man is the many.
Yeah. And
they don't care like what Magic the Gathering used to feel like. They care about what it feels like to, you know, put their little Spider-Man 2099 into play right now.
Yeah.
And the thing about it too is like back in the day, Magic had a very competitive professional scene.
Yeah.
From what I've gathered, like from what I've learned coming back, it's not like it used to be. Like PTQs, like I used to play in to qualify to get on the Pro Tour, don't exist anymore. Now they have like what they call like regional qualifiers, and like there's tournaments where like I think only the winner gets in, but then there's like spotlight tournaments where it's like the top like 16 or top 32 or something get Pro Tour invites and everything. So they've kind of like bastardized the system in a way, and it feels less special now.
Yeah.
And like you still have to be good. Like I'm not saying like people who like suck can just like luck sack their way on, but like it feels like the path to do it is easier, and the like pomp and circumstance around how important those events were doesn't exist to the degree like it used to. It feels like the game now, whereas like before it was made to push people to be competitive and be good, is now just strictly made to push product for IPs, and the Pro Tour's a backseat to that.
Yeah. Garb. I can understand why that would bother somebody who's been playing for as long as you have.
Yeah, I got into it to make friends when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But then the more I played it and the more I enjoyed it, the better I got at it, the more competitive I got at it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I mean, I find I was good enough to make a Pro Tour.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people can't say that.
One of my favorite parts about going to PAX is always seeing people just sitting on the floor waiting for a panel to begin, and they just pulling out a deck, some decks, and just playing against each other, just on the floor, just walking by people sitting there playing Magic or teaching somebody how to play Magic. It always happens, and I fucking adore it. So I have my own understanding of why I think that game, it's an important game, because it's important to people for, like you said, making friends and stuff like that there. And I love the what seems to be the nature. I've never seen somebody like, and maybe you have, who's not like willing to like pass on a little game to the players who may not know something. You feel me? You know what I'm saying it seems to be a community that's always about trying to teach people and share their good times with other people. And I think that's so dope about that particular game. Not every community is like that. You know what I'm saying? The fighting game community is not cool. Smash Brothers community, oddly enough, has some coolness in it, but also it ended up having a child predator running around in it for a while, so that was a problem. But
I mean, those exist everywhere.
Yeah, but then I guess he was a known, and it turns out, oh shit, that guy's a predator. That fucking sucks. And the shooty community, they not trying to teach nobody. You know what I'm saying? The ball and bullet motherfuckers is not trying to teach the children well. So it's like, I like that Magic is to the contrary of that. Like, yeah, no, I'm about to put you on to some things. Let me put you on to some game. What I've learned from my playing over the years, you don't got your tokens. Well, here, yeah, use that quarter as your token. That shit like that there is dope to me. You know what I'm saying? It's giving in a manner that a lot of things in that realm are not, and I think that's so cool. So I've been dorking out for Box and Magic since I met him, and he explained to me how important it was to him and what he had done with it. And I was like, yeah, that's super dope to me. To me, that shit is super dope. And so
when you met me, I was like 2.5 months removed from when I went to that Pro Tour.
Yeah. It's one of the first stories he shared me of his life. And I just thought it was so nifty that he had taken a game that he enjoys all the way to Hawaii. So cool to me. Still remains cool as shit to me to this day. And like whenever it comes up on the show, I love hearing about it. And I hope you, the listener, enjoy it as well. Wow. Well, you got to go to your basically one of your, not childhood per se, but one of your old school fucking comic shops and take it to the table once again. Yeah, that's all right by me, man.
And then I got to buy donuts.
Hell yeah.
And I wanted to know. So like when I told you about that donut shop, I had never been to the other donut shop that's like 5 minutes up the road from there.
Yeah, Donut Land out in Brunswick.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's like a turf war. There's Donut Scene and then there's Donut Land. Having had both of them, I can tell you that like they're both supposedly open 24/7.
Okay.
Donut Scene is like, I would say it's good 80% of the time.
Okay.
There's some times where like you go there late, the donuts have clearly been sitting there for a while because it's 1:00 in the morning. Like I was there last night at like basically we'll call it 10 p.m.
Okay.
And I got a baker's dozen. I brought them home, and for the most part, solid. But there was like a devil's food cake one that I got where it's like I can kind of taste the fryer oil on it a little too much. And it's like that happens sometimes with their donuts. Like most of the time, pretty solid. Nothing like crazy. Like no, there's nothing that wows me per se, but there's solid donuts that you can go roll up to at 2 a.m.
Yeah. And
you're like, oh man, it's Saturday night. I've been out with the boys. I want to eat something terrible for you. Not like the food's terrible, but like I can go get a baker's dozen donuts at 2 a.m. for $15.
Yeah.
And it's like, it hits the spot in that way.
Yeah.
But then now that I've had the other place that does the same thing, it's 5 minutes up the road that wins all the awards.
Yeah.
I can see why that place wins all the awards. Their donuts in comparison, fantastic. Like best donuts I've had in Cleveland.
They might get a visit this weekend. Here I'll play my intro and we'll talk about donuts. Saturday, I'm just like, I'm bullshitting. Vanessa works the whole day on Saturday and a little chunk on Sundays, but the whole day on Saturdays. It's the day when she runs the office. So she cannot kick it or do anything. She starts working like 7:30 and goes to like 5:30. It's terrible. So she had said she ran out of Coke and I was like, I can just go to Costco and get some. And it was just on my mind. I was like, but I had literally woke up that morning with donuts on my brain for whatever reason. I was just like, fuck, I want some donuts. And I started reading like best donuts in Cleveland. I'm like, I Big Mouth is fine. I enjoy their donuts. They're a bit pricey for my liking. Good donut. Love the owner. Me and him always have a good rapport. And he has a good staff there, but they're expensive. And I wouldn't try to come out of pocket for those shits. But also, he kind of makes gourmet donuts. I'm not going to, it's a creme brulee donut and so forth and so on. These lemon lavender joints. He makes a higher end product. So I get what he's charging for. And his rent's probably expensive because it's in River. I get that. But I ain't want to go there. And Jack Frost, I'm like, I love Jack Frost, but I'm not in a place where I want a bunch of Frosty today. I just was not that day. You know what I'm saying? I was not in the zone.
Yeah, I used to love Jack Frost. And as I've gotten older, I'm kind of like, it's a little much.
Jack Frost is like at this point I can say with no bullshit, from sea to shining sea, I've been to a lot of donut spots, and Jack Frost is like one of my personal faves. But also when it's time for Jack Frost, and it ain't always time for Jack Frost, and it wasn't this week. And I was just like, nah, I'm not into it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And then finally I was just like, let me go get this girl this damn soda before I forget, and let me go see if I can get in them the things we did on We Tried, which you hadn't heard yet, but maybe by the time this comes out, you will have. No, well, you won't, because unless you contribute to the Patreon. But we had tried a treat from Costco, and I was like, ooh, let me see if they got some of them shits. Maybe that'll scratch the itch. So I went to Costco out in Strongsville instead of Costco in Avon. Costco in Strongsville is garbo. I hate its layout. I hate where it sits at. But I got great parking. I was the first parking spot next to the handy spot by the door. Perfect parking. I was like, yeah, that's a great bit of parking I did there. But the store itself, the layout was awful. The employees always great. If you don't know, Costco has a good team of employees who works for them. It's because they pay them well and they do right by them. So big up to Costco in that regard. But they have the joints that we tried out. So I was like, dang. So I went in there, got Vanessa her soda, heard a child get yelled by his mom or his grandma. I can't tell. And it was so you're too old for this, because he was walking underneath the because it's the shelves are tall, and for a little dude, he could easily literally just walk. He had the duck, he could just walk under the cabinets, and he's walking by the sodas. And his mom was like, you're too old for this. If you don't start acting better, you're gonna lose dessert privileges. I'm just like, dessert privileges? Get the fuck out of here. That's the threat. Like I'm saying, like either his mom buys the greatest desserts possible, and it really would be a tragedy to not partake in them, or their house is real in order, and that's the worst you could do punishment wise. And I'm like, I kind of like the worst this child would suffer from is you can't have dessert again, because apparently this is not the first time he had this made. You'll lose dessert privileges again. Like, damn, baby, don't take my desserts. I just found that to be so hilarious. But I'm over there, and I was like, ooh, let me hit up Box and see where this donut spot is at. Just like, it's 4 o'clock. I just checked my text message to see what time it was. And Box is like, that's crazy. I'm over here at up the road, basically, at Donut Land right now. That we both in these donut streets right now, but that's just...
Yeah, when I saw your text message, I had literally just walked out of Donut Land and was holding a dozen donuts and then 2 specialty donuts, like in a separate box. I had a little stack in my hand.
Nice.
Me and my brothers had taken a road trip down to Columbus to get Wareos, and then on the way back, we stopped at Donut Land because we've been talking about it for months.
Wareos, the sandwich spot. Yeah. Unc and Alexis just reviewed recently, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been there like 4 times.
Yeah. So at some point I need to get my Wario on. So literally it's 5 minutes from where I was at. It's up the road and around the corner. So literally straight shot with like straight lines. I was like, oh no. I get in there. There's an old woman in there, and there's a teenage couple. The teenage couple is sitting there basically perusing but not doing anything. And the old woman is making her order. And I get in behind them, and I'm just waiting. By the time the old woman gets done, she turns around. She's like, oh, my God, when I came in here, there was no one here. And I go, well, you're the good luck charm. Thank you so much. And she was so happy. She just gave me her cute little old lady grin and kept the motherfucker moving. And the teenagers do what teenagers did. One of them got a cinnamon roll, and the other one got, I don't know, a Long John or something like that. And they just dipped out. So it's me. And I'm like, I've never been here before. And the place has a look of an older diner with short seats, little counter. If you sit there and eat donuts and drink coffee, maybe they do during the week. I feel like old people might come in there and kick it for a little bit, you know?
Yeah, like back at like a McDonald's back in the day.
Yeah. And there's some tables in there and so forth. But that lady just did not seem like she wanted to be there that day and was kind of like, what do you want? And I'm like, she grabbed a bag first. And I had told her off rip, I'm like, I'm going to get a dozen. I don't know why you getting that bag, bitch. But I ain't saying. But I repeated myself because I have found it's either I'm talking too low or I'm talking too fast. And people aren't picking up on what I'm saying. And I'm trying to be a better communicator. In this instance, I just simply said, no, it's going to be a dozen. Oh, a dozen. Yes. Now we've repeated it to one another a few times now. She puts the bag down, gets a box. Okay, we start with donuts then. Because I had already been like, let me get two of them Long Johns off the rip because they look great. So we get some. Vanessa had been literally dreaming, quite literally woke up one day recently and had been like, I dreamt I ate a giant glazed donut. Like, bet. So I got like 4 glazed because it's glazed. Glazed donuts are the cheese pizza of donuts. If you make a good glaze, probably everything else is going to be pretty decent afterwards. Rarely have I had somebody, look, if somebody fucked with their glaze, don't get the rest of their donuts. Unless they have a history, like somebody have told you straight up, hey man, they make this donut really good and don't get nothing else. And then you've been told and you fucking up if you went against the grain there. So I grabbed 4 glazed. I got a couple of coconuts. They look good. I got a cherry cake. Mm-hmm. Maybe a blueberry cake as well. But I've heard of cherry cake for so long, but I've never seen it anywhere. I always see blueberry cake. I was like, ooh, let me get them cherry cakes. I got Vanessa a couple of sprinkle joints. I got a chocolate sprinkle and a rainbow sprinkle. She is a sprinkle girl. Got 2 Long Johns. Chocolate cream filled. 2 chocolate cream filled. And they had these muffins that they called ho-hos. It's just chocolate muffin.
Yep, I've gotten that before. Those are good.
Yeah. So I snagged a couple of those. And it's like $20. Great price. I was really like, oh, hell yeah. Yes, easy. Here, take this money, baby. I should tip you better. So I find that to be a real decent price for donuts, especially a dozen donuts and a couple of muffins. And 2 of them kind of fancy because
Well, yeah, because the Long Johns don't even count in the dozen. Those are a specialty.
But she did count them in my dozen. I thought that was super dope of her.
Oh man.
Yeah. So she just probably charged me, I think, probably for the fancy dozen because it's like regular dozen and fancy dozen as our options. So she probably just mathed me out the right way, and I'm like, I'm gonna consider it a deal. Didn't touch them till I got home. Normally a nigga like me, I just be over here dipping in the box. And I was like, let me get my ass home. So I get home and I make Vanessa. I take the box upstairs because she was like, hey, I'm on break. You want to come hang out with me? I'm like, sure. I come upstairs and I'm like, I bring the donuts up to her, and I'm like, look, I got you some glaze. It's like, oh shit, and she really enjoyed the glaze and so forth. And then she didn't really eat. She ate one of the other ones, but I was like, yo, I did eat one. I ate the Long John. I ate the Long John in the car, and the Long John was fire. And I'm like, that Long John is fire. You should eat that Long John. And she really enjoyed the Long John. I was like, dope. And so I felt good about that. But in general, I was just like, shit, great. Box don't make bad recommendations, y'all. And I'm not joking when I say that to you. And I know it sounds like I'm blowing smoke at my homeboy's ass, but he just knows what he's doing. He researches shit. He doesn't just go on tangents. He knows what he's talking about, which means Wario's must be amazing because you done been back to that bitch 200 miles away 4 times. Them sandwiches must be fire. And so I really enjoyed donut scene in Charlottesville, Ohio on Pearl Road. If you want to get down there. Dope. I highly recommend them. They're on the left side of the street, so you're going to be turning into them if you're coming from one way, and there you go. So watch what you're doing if you go in there because you can pass it. And I indeed passed their actual entrance and end up going to the light and turn into the parking lot to get back to them. But I was okay with that. I like to turn to the light. It's safer.
Yeah, plus all that stuff's like kind of connected, so you can't.
It is. I just literally drove through the parking lot. I didn't have to like do anything weird or come back out onto the road or anything like that. You were absolutely correct. So that was breezy. But really great. And then what I noticed was everybody lined behind me, black families. I was like, huh. And let me tell you something, Strongsville not a real black family kind of situation. I tell you that right now. Highly Republican, very white. I was like, where these black families come from? It's like, I'm like, that means they know. That means they know, and they come out here to get these damn donuts. And as always, Box's recommendation holds water. So I'm like, I'm like, okay, that's dope. So fuck with it, the long and short way. Great time, great donuts. I dig it. Now you went to Donut Land, And you got the Dolly Parton. Was that what that was?
So the Dolly Parton was one of their limited time donuts.
Yeah.
It was banana and strawberry flavored, I think it was. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It had like it had a banana cream in the middle.
Give me a second. I'll send this to myself, and then I'll do a screen share. You can tell me specifically. You can tell folk what's what here.
Okay, yeah, I pulled it up on my phone so I could see it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Let me grab my Gmail right quick, and that way I can. Oh man, well, I guess it should come quickly. It's all on the same network. I'm at home. Right, screen share. All right, walk me through a box.
So in the left box, these were my two like specialty donuts.
Yeah.
It was their apple fritter, and then that was the Dolly Parton.
Okay.
So it was like a little banana cream on top, and then it had banana cream in the middle, and it was like a cherry topping, I think.
Okay.
Like on the glaze.
How banana-y was it?
It tasted like Now and Laters.
Okay. That's a very specific flavor profile. So a banana extract probably is what they used there.
Yeah, it didn't have banana pieces in it. The apple fritter, though, did have apple chunks in it.
Yeah. It's a good-looking fritter. It's got a nice
their fritter was the best I've had around here.
Okay.
Like, I really taste a good like amount of cinnamon. The apple fritter at Donut Scene is solid, but this one's definitely better.
Okay.
Like, I'm just going to say, like, as good as Donut Scene is, everything I had here was better.
Nice. Respect it.
So, like, some of the donuts in the right box, like, I got to share. So, like, in the upper left corner is 2 chocolate cream, and then the 2 next to it are 2 vanilla cream.
Okay.
And then, like, the one to the right of that, the one in the bottom right corner, and then the one to the far left, like the other 3 powders. Yeah. One's strawberry cream.
Yeah, you can see
bottom right. Yeah, that's a strawberry cream. That was a limited specialty one. I didn't get to eat that one. It got eaten.
Okay.
So I couldn't tell you how good it was. Then there was a custard, which I believe is the upper right corner.
Yeah.
And then that left one was like a jelly one. I believe I just got regular jelly.
Who got the jelly donut?
I always get the jelly donut for the other guy because like I'm fine with him, but he prefers that one. He's kind of like, he doesn't bitch, but then it's almost like he throws kind of like he's very open about not liking certain things.
Yeah.
So like I know it's like, all right, why I like all these other things. And I prefer cream to jelly. I'll eat jelly if it's my only option. I like sour cream donuts over like jelly is like fine, but it's my bottom tier.
Yes.
And then the 3 in the middle there, the left one is blueberry cake, the middle one's cherry cake, and then the right one's chocolate cake.
That cherry cake is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that's just probably some food coloring, but I just kind of like the way that color's working. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. And then the other 2 below it are both just sour creams. Yeah.
Great donut. Great donut choices on your part, kind sir.
Like I'd never been to this one before. Like I said, it was my first time. And they had a couple other specialty donuts in the case. I ultimately just got these 2. But there was one other one they had that I was really close to getting, where it was like a Dubai donut where they had a bunch of like nuts on the top and stuff. Yeah. I was very close to getting it, but I was like, I've already getting so much. And so I'm like, I'll let that one pass. But like I just tried to get a variety of things. Like they had other jellies and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I was only going to get 1 dozen. I wasn't going to buy 2 dozen donuts for 2 guys to try.
I despise jelly donuts, and I don't like the it's not cream. It's what is it? It's custard. I don't like custard either. It has a weird
texture. Some custards I've had are better than others, but like custard is okay, but like I like it more if it's like a Boston cream custard, whereas like this one looked more eggy.
Okay.
But like I said, I didn't eat the custard. I didn't eat the jelly. I didn't get the strawberry cream. And then I ate 1 chocolate, 1 vanilla. I ate all the cakes, and then I ate the sour creams. I ate the apple fritter, and I ate the Dolly Parton. Before people start judging me, this was all over the span of like 3.5 days. So
if you judge this conversation, eat a dick. I'm gonna be real with you, man. We talking donuts, and we ate them when we ate them shits. Worry not. How was that cherry?
The cherry cake?
Yeah.
Very good. It was moist, had a nice little flavor to it.
Okay.
Like when you compare what they have here to what Donut Scene sells,
yeah,
Donut Scene is good. It's there in a pinch. It's well priced, but I would say apples to apples, every iteration that I had at Donut Land was just a bit better than Donut Scene, and the prices were very comparable.
Okay.
Like I think a dozen at Donut Land was like 17, 18. I think I want to say 18.
Yeah.
And then like the specialty ones were more expensive than Donut Scene. Like I think their fritter was like $4.30. And I don't remember what they were charging for the Dolly Parton one, but I'd been seeing it on their Instagram for like the last couple of weeks, and I didn't care what it cost. I was going to get it. It's like they had brainwashed me into wanting to try it.
Fair. Are all their cream fields powdered? Because I'm not a big powder guy.
Yeah, every cream filled that I saw on their racks at that time I was there, they had powder on them.
Yeah, damn shame. But I can appreciate it. That's their swag, and that's what they go with. So
yeah, they like half the racks were kind of empty though.
You came in, it was like 4 o'clock, like I said. So you were kind of
and when we got there, because I was with my brothers, we had to wait outside.
Yeah,
like they just announced the day before that they bought an old CVS location around the corner from there.
Oh, they're
expanding. Their family owned business has been there for like 52 years or something.
Yeah,
and apparently like the daughter runs it now. And like she said in the post that like her dad's dream was always to have a big location. Yeah. So she's carrying on the family dream, and she signed the paperwork. So they're taking over the CVS building or something. So they're going to expand. They're going to have more space for people to eat there. And which, having been in their location now, makes sense because it is tiny in there. Like we had like a line, like the register is like right by the door.
Yeah.
And then like they have like their showcase in front of the register. And then they had like non-movable bar seats on like a bench in like a bench row.
Yeah.
And then it was like a little waiting area behind it. So we had like a single file line that like wrapped in like the Soup Nazi Seinfeld episode. And we couldn't get in when we first got there because there was no room in in there to stand. So me and my brothers had to wait outside the door for a couple people to like buy and leave.
Clear out. Yeah,
clear out so we could come in.
Oh my goodness! So you would probably recommend getting there early if you're gonna go. So that makes perfect sense, and that's exactly what I might do. I might just wake up a little bit after Vanessa gets up Saturday for work and just slide out to Brunswick highway, or where should I get off at to go to?
So they're literally on the same exact road as Donut Scene, like 5 minutes up. You could literally like go like you're going to Donut Scene and drive past Donut Scene. I don't know if you know like of the Ohio Pico.
Yes, the pizza spot. God, great.
Yeah. They're in the same plaza as the Brunswick, Ohio Pico. There's a little strip. It's them, like a THC shop, and Ohio Pico. So if you go past Donut Scene for about 5 minutes, they're up on the left, on the same side of the street.
Okay. You made that real easy. And that is what's going to go down, people. Oh, man. I love it. Let me close this donut picture. I'm staring at donuts, getting all donuted out again. Sometimes, man, donuts call people. And you gotta answer. Anything going on in life in general? And that's nice. The weather's been okay. My landlord is firing the management company he's had this whole time, and he's just gonna run it himself. So he's been here a ton. Because they've been working on the back apartment that my neighbor lived in, and so I've been having painters and carpet guys and so forth. And today the electrician in my driveway, and the electrician was super sweet. I had to let him in the back the other day so he could see the fuse box. Though it's not a fuse box, it's a breaker box, but it is old. It's like imagine the first breaker boxes after they got off of fuses. That's how old that breaker box back there is. And he's like, oh my God, I got to replace this. I'm like, wait, man, what you going to do, bro? So that's been a little bit of an adventure, but sign a new lease, and he's basically was like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna raise your rent or anything like that there. He goes, I am telling you right now, a year from now it's gonna go up by $50, but I'm gonna give you a whole year to prepare for that, and so on and so on. I'm like, all right, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be cool like that, because a lot of people are not cool like that. So that's pretty dope that you would put me on the game in that regard. So that's going well. The kid is doing okay. Oh God, this is. Can I show this without showing it? Kind of, sort of. This shows up on my door the other day, and I'm like, what the fuck? And that is a summons. A subpoena is what it says at the top. And I was like, hold on, is this real? Let me check who delivered this. And I go look at my camera. And sure as shit, it was a sheriff who put it on my door. That's my kid being called to court to testify. Not that my kid committed a crime. About a year and a half back, we had a local teenager go missing. But not missing in a way that made people think kidnap. It was a bit of a, this seems kind of runaway-ish, but also kind of like maybe in a bad situation still. And so missing just enough that me and the kid end up going to a vigil they had for the kid. Is like, you know what I'm saying, we know we hope and pray that she's alive and well and blah, 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 that kind of situation at the lake. And we went and attended because my kid knows the girl. They're like, well, that's pretty dope. I mean, it's not dope in a good way, but good that we can go. That my kid is like civic minded enough to be like, let's go to this vigil for my friend, and so forth. And we did. And then maybe 2-3 weeks later, after that vigil happened, I'm sitting downstairs. My kid comes barreling down the stairs and is like, the missing kid just called me on my Snapchat. I'm like, what? And I'm like, yes, right now, just called me on my Snapchat. I just saw them, saw their face. I see them. They are okay. So and so on. So I called police. I remember, and I have the good sense to call the non-emergency line, so it's not whatever. And so I got to call the cops and be like, hey, you know that missing kid? They just called my kid. So forth and so on. And so cops take care of it, or whatever of that. So what has happened is the person this child was with has been hit with multiple charges. And these are serious charges. I say that to you. And I think you understand what I'm trying to tell you when I tell you they are serious. One of them being including kidnapping. Box has been on the jury before for a kidnapping charge. He knows what the deal is. So you know what I'm saying, we don't throw that loosely around the great state of Ohio. And
way easier to technically kidnap somebody than one might think.
Yes. And keeping somebody at a house that they don't want to be in definitely counts as kidnapping. But I tell my kid, who's now grown up, don't live with their father no more. He lives in the dorm, although he will be home this weekend because apparently spring break next week. Spring break already, Box. It's weird.
I mean, shit, we lose an hour this weekend.
We losing our recipes. But I was like, okay, here's the number. Make sure you call this dude. It's important. This is a subpoena. It's a big deal. This is legal shit. Don't play. And I checked later and like, hey, did you call? I called. It was direct to voicemail, but I did leave a message. I'm like, okay. The next morning, I'm like, did they call? I'm going to call. So I call. Same difference. Voicemail does come up. I'm like, all right, you kind of legit, kid. But then I'm like, I had looked the name up, and the name of the person's name is a person that's dead, is what came up. I'm like, what's going on here? So then I was like, I can look up cases. I know I can look up cases. Let me go look up this case. And I figured out how to do it. I remember how to do it finally. It's like, oh, yeah, you go here. You can look up civil and criminal matters. Go in there, put the dude's name in. And that's when I found out what he's charged for. And immediately it all clicks in my head. And like, my kid is calling me. No, I text my kid. No, my kid texted me to say, oh, I'm on the phone with the prosecutor right now. But right there, as they had texted me, I had texted them to be like, I think this has something to do with your friend who was missing. And the kid is like, immediately calls me because and FaceTimes me because we always FaceTime when we talk to each other on the phone. It's like, oh my God, it was that missing kid. And I was like, look at the message I just sent you. And it's like, I'm like, I think this has something to do with the missing kid. And so I was right. And I'm just being proven right. So I like that little back and forth tete-a-tete there. But yeah, that was crazy, is crazy. The prosecutor was like, we think this dude is going to take a plea. Probably should. That's how sincere these charges are. But don't take this to the box, my guy. You will lose. And so they think he's going to take a plea. And they was like, nah, you don't really got to come to court on this day. Because that motherfucker say show up on this day is what this document says. And they told my kid, nah, don't worry about that. And I go, and if we need you, we'll hit you up and let you know to come through. I was like, okay. I'm like, look at you, handle your business, talk to the man, got that taken care of. It's been fun, and I say that with all sincerity, watching my child grow into the adult they are, because my kid for the longest would not like talk to people, wouldn't order food, wouldn't make phone calls to that there. It comes from me. I'm very much that person too. I would like, I'm just trying to avoid people. But as I've gotten older, I've gotten better with like, I got to make this phone call, so let me talk to somebody in person and so forth and so on. So I've been better about that kind of shit. And it's fun that they're far ahead of me, because here I am at 50 just getting pretty decent at making phone calls. And there they are, about to be 19 and they can do it. And I'm like, that's
what I mean is I hate making phone calls. Like I don't hate that you're getting better at it. I hate doing it.
Hate doing it. Oddly enough, it's a shy nature that's in me still, even after all these years. And I have finally decided there's no way in hell I can actually be considered an introvert. I'm just not. I have introverted, I guess, somewhat tendencies, but I'm not introverted. I get out there and I'll chat the chat. You know what I'm saying? I can talk to people in most situations, and so I know I'm not really truly a true introvert, as it were.
Introverted people aren't mutes.
No.
Like we can interact. It's just it wears us down, and we prefer not to.
There, and I prefer not to. Wholeheartedly, I prefer not to. But I've gotten better with age and grace to be a little bit better about. Come on, man, just handle your business. And I'm like, you right. Let's handle our business. And so I need to be. And I like that my child is already seemingly at that point. And I'm like, this shit. You know what I'm saying? You're out there making the appointments you need to make and talking to people you need to talk to when you need to talk to them. And so I think that's very, very cool. And I'm glad. I'm not glad that this crime happened, but I am glad that my kid could be there for this kid when they needed them, and that this matter is soon to be settled, at least on the court side of the business. Apparently, that child moved away and lives in a whole other state now, and so forth and so on. Got out of here. Basically, they didn't want to be here no more. And I'm like, I get it. I'm with you. So,
for those who don't know, which I'm one of them, this child was like unwillingly kidnapped.
No, I think this child ran away from home, got involved with some drugs, and therefore got involved in it got on some Requiem for a Dream type shit.
Never read it.
It's a movie, and it's one of the movies that I can never
seen it.
Again. And I tell you to watch it once and then never again. Basically, sex for drugs type shit. And in that movie, Keith David ends up basically trafficking Jennifer. Man, who played the Hulk's wife? Jennifer Connelly, yes. And basically, traffics Jennifer Connelly, and so she can get her drugs. And I think that's what was happening here. And if you read the charges, you'd be like, yeah, that seems to be what happened there. And that sucks. And so, yeah. But, just weird shit that goes down. It's like like not funny. I say funny, but not funny how funny weird. Vanessa was on when she was on her jury recently. It was for bad porn is what we'll say. I'll word it like that. And that's around here. The people who had done that crime are around the way here. And our local police is who found them and how the charges got brought against them. And I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. And so it's crazy the crimes that go down, but it's also kind of I like that my family and my friends are justice minded. They go and do their jury duty as necessary if, when called upon and so forth, and don't try to get out of it and so forth. And like I said, hope bad guys get caught up in their bullshit. Also, but this town seems to be rife with the shittiest of people who would take a child and lock them in a basement and then go to jail and kill themselves because they bitches. Because they can't do time. You kept these women locked in your house for forever. We talked about that one dude we ate ribs with, that nigga. And but the minute he get locked up, I can't take it. I got to kill myself. I'm like, this is you a hoe. The worst kind of human being. But no, it's how it goes down, people. There you go. That's a little bit of life. I've served it up on a platter. We've been doing this for a little bit, so let's get the coming around third here. It really is baseball season. We actually are doing okay. Have you heard anything about Jared Allen since his knee injury the other night? He said he was going to be okay, but I don't know if the organization had said anything.
I haven't heard anything since the quote.
Yeah. So we don't play till Sunday, but then we're going to be playing seemingly at full strength Celtics. So they talking about Tatum starting Friday. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to play the full strength fucking Celtics. But we'll see. Well, that'll be our first Celtics game with Harden. So we'll see what can occur there. So sports, y'all. But every time we do this show, we have a little segment where we go to the mean streets of Reddit and they take a deeper dig into the subreddit. Am I the asshole? And we read a few, and we decide if those people are or are not assholes. And that segment is called Am I the Asshole? And look, it even has a little ditty. Box, I have you a selection this week. Take a peek. And here is what I've pulled. Am I the asshole for exposing my ex-best friend after he tried to set me up with the same girl we fell out over? You let that swirl the brain. Next one. Am I the asshole for building a shed without informing my neighbors?
No.
Am I the asshole, 38 male, for calling on my mom, 64 female, hurtful behavior toward my wife, 34 female?
No.
All right, which one?
Actually, we got to do the first one because it's the only one that I feel like I don't have a direct answer for.
Then you get one this week, singular one this week, because I'm not going to be bothering reading them other two if that nigga don't care about them. Had he any inkling of give a fuck, I would have read it to you, but he didn't. And so this is what you get. Suck it up, buttercup.
The initial subject lines scream no, man, why the fuck are you asking this?
That's exactly the case. Am I the asshole for exposing my ex-best friend after he tried to set me up with the same girl we fell out over? It reads black to me. So I don't feel like a white dude would be like, we fell out over this bitch. I just don't. So, but I feel like a brother would. So me and my former best friend haven't talked in months. We fell out because of drama involving his current girlfriend. Yes, the same girl in this story. What? That's already chaos in my brain a little bit, but let's go. Out of nowhere, he texted me asking to hang out. I thought it was random, but whatever. Later that day, he was telling me to text his girlfriend. I said no 5 or 6 times because it felt weird and I didn't want to get involved in their relationship, especially since that's literally what caused our friendship to end before. I'm into her. I'm not into her at all. I was actually thinking about asking out her sister at one point, so I had zero reason to try anything. But he kept pushing and pushing. So I finally sent her a simple, "Hey, are you okay?" message. She replies normally. Then I find out he told her not to respond to me if I ever texted her. So basically, he set up a situation where it looks like there's something between us, They end up having a huge fight because she replied, and she calls me confused and explains everything. So I call him and ask him what the hell is going on. I tell him I'm going to tell her he was the one who told me to text her. He starts begging me not to and says our friendship is done if I tell her. He also says I shouldn't care because I have nothing to do with her. I tell her anyway. He has cheated before, so part of me feels like he was trying to create drama or distract from something. Now I'm wondering if I should have stayed out of it. I don't know if it was possible for him to stay out of it.
Yeah, he kind of put you in the middle of everything.
Yeah, just threw you in it, thrust you into it.
He used you as a tool.
Yeah. Is this person an asshole about this situation? I don't even know if you could be an asshole, could you?
That and the subject, I mean, the title doesn't really seem to fit the description.
Am I the asshole for exposing, because he told her, my ex-best friend, so I guess that's him exposing him, after he tried to set me up with the same girl we fell out over. I don't think he tried to set you up with the girl you fell out over. I think that's where, yeah. That part didn't seem to happen.
Set it up makes it seem like he was trying to get them to date each other.
Yeah.
Set him up, I guess, means he played a prank on him.
The setup.
Yeah. I think he could have worded it better to make it less confusing.
Yes.
But yeah, no, like the friend seems like he's playing games and he's using you as a pawn.
Yeah. Not the asshole. That dude.
And then he's trying to gaslight you about it.
For sure. Not the asshole. That dude is not your friend. And the OP responds, I thought so. Not the asshole. She's in an abusive relationship. Many of us told her that, but she has self-esteem issues. Wait, sorry, hold on a second. You know the guy's abusive. You've warned his girlfriend about him, and you're still friends with the guy? What the fuck, man? This is my friend. He's actively abuses his girlfriend, but we've known each other for ages. We're cool. I don't think that's what's happening here, Reddit. Chill. OP. Well, I thought I was done with him until he reached out asking just to hang out. I never talked or hung out or anything. I knew him. I didn't want to talk, but I had no idea this is happening. Man, this is the worst writing I've ever seen. Well, not worse, because I've seen way worse, but this is Lord. See, this right there is why we'd rather take the bear. What? Men know their friends are assholes. They know they're abusers. They know something is up. Instead of going, no, thank you, I'll pass on associating with an abuser, they go, oh, well, better go hang out with him. Then they can convince me to participate in their shit. Men are so easily swayed, and we're called the weaker sex. That's hilarious and fucking sad. Sure thing, coaxial anomaly. You got that, pimp. Not the asshole. Your friend is weird and insecure, and both you and his girlfriend would be better off without him in your lives. Yeah, but I've known him for so long. They've been together for like 7 or 8 years. What? How old are these people? I wish they gave me their ages, because this just seems childish. But then he's saying 7 or 8 years. I guess they could have been together since they were in elementary, because that's basically what this reads. Yuck. No, not the asshole, but weird that you hang out with a dude you know is an abuser. I got to agree with Reddit on that one. That is weird that you're doing that. Why are you doing it?
Now, abuser, we're talking mental abuse here, not physical, right?
I hope so.
Because there's a difference.
Yeah. Right now, it just seems mental abuse and trickery. And so that's all I got, and that's all I can go with.
Yeah, because I know people who've cheated.
Yeah.
But I don't knowingly hang out with anyone who's like beat the shit out of a woman.
Yeah. And
I don't like cheating.
No.
But like I do know people who have cheated on a girlfriend.
Yeah. So no people. Dude.
I know multiple people that have done that. Like I'm not I don't know the way to say it.
I'm gonna be so real with you. I'm gonna point out your boy who literally had a girl thinking that she was his girl while he was fucking with somebody other chick. That shit is wild to me. So yeah, he is a cheater. That this particular gentleman I'm talking about.
That particular one, absolutely.
Yeah. Super shitty. Straight up. But yeah, what are you gonna do? That woman was wearing blinders intentionally at some point. So nah. Cause it's like, come on, man. That was this week's Emma the Asshole. I hope you enjoyed it. It was bothersome to me in a way, so I'm not too happy about it. But hey, I grabbed some, and that had been in the save pile for a little bit there, so that wasn't a fresh pull. So we've knocked that one out, and those other two are going away too because we read them out loud and they do nothing for us. Away with you.
Next week. Like you don't got to ask your neighbors if you can have a shed. Get the fuck out of here.
I want to know what's going on there. Hold on.
The only way that I would see that as maybe even being a slim possibility is if you're in one of those neighborhoods where like you're all close together, but none of you have fences.
We go by a concrete porch. Health inspector tweaks letter in the same building. Inspector comes to say, "Oh, I thought this address sounded familiar." Oh, okay, I remember this one. He didn't tell us neighbor he built this shit. He done his due diligence, just check the city to make sure things was right. Got what he needed to get done to do it right. Neighbor kept calling the damn city on the dude like, "Hey man, this is on my line. Hey man, come inspect this. Hey man, come look at this." And then the dude that finally just like the city inspector was sick of coming through was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna put a note in your file that basically says your neighbor wilding, and so I don't have to come back out here no more because you good. You check with the city, you check with me personally." We straight, man. Don't even worry about it. So that's what that ended up being. And no, you weren't an asshole. Your neighbor's an asshole because he kept calling the man on you. You build a shed in your yard. Fuck out of here.
Right? Okay. See, I'm glad that I had the soul read on that one.
Yeah. You're good. As for how we normally wrap it up, we talk about our entertainment shit for the week. Box man, watching, reading, listening to anything.
I finished apparently Jack Ryan was only 4 seasons. And so I finished all of them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I guess they're gonna drop like a movie this summer or something supposedly. That'll be continuing off of where the show left off of. But yeah, I guess it was only 4 seasons. I thought it was gonna be 5, but it's 4 in a movie.
Okay.
I have to watch the new episode of Cross that dropped I think yesterday, but I have been watching Cross, so I'm current minus yesterday's episode. And I started watching season 2 of Wild Cards.
Okay.
It's that like Canadian CW show. I believe it's CW. I know it is Canadian. It's got like one of the actresses from Riverdale, Vanessa Morgan, I think her name is.
Okay.
And some Italian guys, like her partner or whatever. She's basically like a con woman who ends up like helping out with working for the police to get time off her dad's sentence. Her dad's played by what the fuck is that guy's name?
What's that show called? I'm sorry, I didn't write it down quick enough.
Wild Cards.
Wild Cards.
Jason Priestley. Her dad's played by Jason Priestley.
Word to 90210.
Yeah. I guess it's at 3 seasons so far, but like season 2 is like the out on Amazon.
Okay.
So like I've watched season 1 on there a few months back, and they finally put season 2 up there. So that's what I've been watching while I've been working the last couple of days. I think I've watched like 6 or 7 episodes of season 2.
Okay.
And I like watching shit on Amazon too because I pay the extra $3 a month for no ads.
Yeah.
So everything goes way faster than if I try to watch it on like Peacock or something. But I did hear that School Spirits, like the new season's been dropping on Paramount since January, which I didn't know until the other day.
Yeah.
So I got to watch that at some point because that's a show I watch.
Good. Excellent. And as we know, you're playing a Warzone.
Yeah, I played some Call of Duty today for a couple hours before the show.
Good shit. Books, podcasts, music, anything out of the pocket?
Normal Spotify playlist. I haven't read any books. Haven't watched a movie. Did bowl this week. So that's it.
Fair. As for watching, I apparently deleted what I was watching, but I can tell you what I was watching. No, I put a big old gap between them. That's what it is. Like, what's going on? Why is this paragraph here? I know why this paragraph is here. Okay. Shrinking. I love that show so much. And yesterday's episode, yesterday's episode, had me in a state box. It was so bad. Because I thought I don't want to be spoiling anything for you, but I was concerned about one of our characters. and it had me crying so hard because it just took a turn. I was like, "You're not gonna do this to me, are you? Should be real fucked up if you did."
They're on season 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't even seen season 2 yet.
You had told me. So I'm just like, holy fucking cow. So oddly enough, it's crazy to me because that happened, right? But then last week when I watched the most recent episode of Star Trek Starfleet Academy, similar situation is like that episode had me a little in my feelings because it had taken such a dramatic turn, and they had some recent casualties and so forth. So they're going through that, and I really, really enjoy Starfleet Academy, and I hope it does get it has not gotten its second season order yet, but I really hope it does because, like I said, it's a really, really well done show, and I very much enjoy it. I checked out a movie on Paramount Plus that I'd seen a little clip of on TikTok, and it's called Honor Society. The girl is named Honor, so that's how that comes through, and it's a very fun movie. It's a little, teen kind of situation. This girl has been trying her best to do well in school, try to be well-rounded in school, but she knows the point of all this is it's for her to go to a good college. And McLovin plays the guidance counselor who can get her basically a letter to attend the good school, but he basically has two other kids that he's like considering, and one of them is Dustin from Stranger Things, and then another one is Asian actress, and I don't know her from A Can of Paint, so I can't tell you what I've seen her in. And it ended up being a really good movie. I'd highly recommend it. I'd tell you to watch it, Box. It ended up being a real fun romp of a movie, real fun and funny, and very sweet, just in general. And it's called Honor Society, and that's on Paramount Plus. And it was a Paramount Plus original movie, apparently. So. It's from there and on there. And so I tell you to check that out. Small Profits, it's a BBC show, 6-7 episodes, I think, total. It has been renewed for another season. In fact, the second season might be already going already. It's a weird ass show that I thought was going one direction, and it totally swerved in a whole nother direction. So if you can get a hold of Small Profits, I got it via sources, but it might be available to you other ways. I would tell you to go ahead and check out Small Profits. In the gaming realm, I got I can't see myself, so I can't talk to you about it. I want to be able to see myself so I can chat you up about it. There we go, so I can make sure you can see it. Resident Evil Requiem, I got the Switch 2 version, but Resident Evil Requiem is available everywhere on PlayStation, Xbox, PC. I got the little fancy steelbook version. It's lovely. I love a good steelbook, y'all. And it's really great. And it's gorgeous. And it's gorgeous in a way to make you like, man, how'd you put that on a portable handheld system? And it's because Nintendo and NVIDIA got some trickery in their bag about how that system works. And so, yeah, I'll tell you to get on with that. I've been messing around with that, but I played it with Vanessa because one, it's scary as shit, and I'm like, I need a little support, baby. But also, she enjoyed the last couple of Resident Evil games. I was like, well, shit, let's play this one together. You can play the girl parts, and I can play the Leon parts, and we can just go have a good time. So me and her were playing that together, and I like doing that. That's very nice, actually. I hope we do that. Can make that happen again this weekend. I am reading. Got to throw this back over here now because I did write. I wrote the blurb down because I actually want you guys to hear what the blurb is. I am reading Super Nintendo by Keza McDonald. Super Nintendo, the game-changing company that unlocked the power of play by Keza McDonald, is a book that chronicles the history of Nintendo from its origins as a playing card company in 1889 to its status as a global video game giant. The book explores Nintendo's unique ethos, innovative leaders, and cultural impact through its iconic games like Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon, and consoles, SNES, Game Boy, and Switch. McDonald's a lifelong gamer and journalist. He's a games journalist. Draws on exclusive interviews and her own experience to celebrate Nintendo's commitment to fun, risk-taking, and a long-term vision, arguing for its communal quality and lasting influence on play. And only about 2 or 3 chapters in. It's a real good read so far. I like the way Keza writes, and Of course, the subject matter is, of course, Nintendo. You know, I love you some Nintendo. I just showed you a Nintendo cartridge game. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, you know, I bang with Nintendo. But I've been getting down with that. In my brain the other day, out of nowhere, it's because everybody named I've been talking about Gorillaz because Gorillaz dropped a new album, but I have a favorite Gorillaz album already. And that is, of course, the amazing Plastic Beach. So I ended up listening to Plastic Beach, and I was like, I own that record. Let me spin that today. This was my companion at work. Was listening to the Plastic Beach on the turntable over yonder. I would tell you, if you want to know two songs that really, to me, make this album, it's Stylo and it's Broken. Broken is so good, Box. I kept going to the record player and re-dropping the needle, dropping the needle. And I know I can just play it on my on Spotify or whatever like that, but I kind of just like groove into a record, and it got me about my seat, so that's okay.
Recently, I just found out that the lead singer is the same guy who did that Blur song. Woohoo!
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the same guy. And I used to listen to Gorillaz back in high school and like college and stuff.
Yeah, Gorillaz is a real dope. I don't want to say band because the reality of it is it's just that dude, and he brings in other people, and so that's what's kind of like. So like the most recent album is so he these albums all have kind of these themes. So Plastic Beach is of course about overconsumption and so forth and so on in a wide theme. You know what I'm saying? And the most recent one is about death. And so, because a couple of guys who, not fuck around, a couple people who have worked with the band have died, a couple people who are related to the band have died. And so it's a lot going on there in the most recent Gorillaz album. But Plastic Beach is my shit. I love that album. This came in the mail today. So I guess I got to do two things. The podcast I've listened to is called One Song. I don't listen to one song. Charlie hit me up the other day and was like, hey, yo, you got to check this episode of One Song out. It's about Nas's NY State of Mind. And so they're talking about Nas's NY State of Mind, but they're also overall talking about Illmatic, which is what that song is on. And they mention, again, and not the first time I've heard this mention, the Ahmad Jamad Trio. The Awakening is the name of this album. And it's sampled in a lot of hip-hop, but in particular, I Love Music is sampled on Illmatic. And I've been looking and thinking about this album, getting this album for forever. And so I go jump on Discogs. I'm like, how much does this album go for? And there's all kinds of pressings and so forth and so on. And I'm looking at these prices and I'm like, man, that's crazy. Let me just go let me just say Ahmad, Trio, the Awakening and throw it in Google. And Google sends me to their label, who just literally this week, had a fresh pressing that was coming out this week. So I ordered that Monday, and it came here. It was on my porch today, and it's just so dope. Today is its official release day. So I just happened to want this record, and it turns out the label was doing a repress right now, and I just came upon it, and I think that's super dope. So there you go, man. It's come up. Yeah, so podcast was One Song. You want to listen to the February 26th episode. It's about Nas's NY State of Mind. It's a great episode. Gorillaz, Plastic Beach is the album. Stylo or Broken are the songs you want to listen to on that. Stylo is so dope. Bobby Womack is on it. He's also on another song on the album. But Broken it's literally, a breakup type song. But it's got this hip-hop underpinning that you'd be like, yo, that's crazy that you made that beat. So it's real dope. And I was here to get down on that. But that's it, people. We're done. Let's walk it on out, okay? That's our entertainment recommendation for the week. I hope you enjoyed that and hope you get down with the get down. If you like hearing us wax poetic about all things Cleveland and ourselves, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We're here just about every other Thursday or so around 8:30 p.m. if you want to join us live and on podcast services. Otherwise, consider buying a shirt or anything else over at tpublic.com/user Krunchy and milk, all one word. Krunchy, of course, being spelled with a K. And feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. We'd certainly love to hear from you. Our missing man is the 216's own Tatum. he hit me up as we were recording to say his computer is not up to snuff right now. But once he gets it corrected, well, hopefully he'll be here more often for the computer version. We also got to do a live one. I got some treats over there we got to retry on in a tin on my coffee table. Lock them away for freshness. So we'll get one scheduled here in the very near future so we can sit around and do it. The video for 596, it exists, looks good. It's a massive file, but I got it shrunk down. What it is we never clapped it off, and me trying to line that audio was impossible. So what I've done instead is it's in the process of being done. It'll have a video element to it. You'll have your intro, you'll have our segment intros, but most of the episode is just a nice little waveform. You can see our voices peaking and lowering, and so forth and so on. That way you had a little video-esque situation for that long-ass episode. But the reality of it is the video version of that show, and which exists, and like I said, I just could not make heads or tails of like, where the fuck do we start talking here to match it up over here? And if I figure out a way to do it, I'll try to get it together and I'll replace the video with the video. So it's all good. But also I look way fat in that video. Was very unhappy about that. I need to wear some dark colors. Hide my belly. It's too much going on there. I go to the doctor on the 17th on Patty's Day. She means I can't be drinking before I go to the doctor. But that's probably the day I will hear about getting on the one of these shots. So who knows? Maybe I won't have a fat belly after a couple of years. Because it's not like that shit is instant. But after a couple of years, my nigga, we gonna make it.
Let us pray.
For real. That's Lunchbox 2099.
AKA Urination Station.
God. Let me tell you something, man. When you come into the room here to record, it reads out loud. It'll say your name. You know what I'm saying? Or it's best proximity because it's just a computer. And your computer go, Urination Station has joined. That's like, sir, ma'am, madam. Don't do that to me. I am the internet's Tay-Rail713. Don't make me push in the traffic. We'll do it again when we do it again. Until then, peace.
What happened to your ass? It was too beautiful.
Stays crunchy and milk.